Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
That's what I'm talking about. It is Wednesday, and all of our guests today, including Ross Tucker, standing by, brought to you by our title sponsor, Able Auctions, ableauctions.ca, as we're joined by Ross Tucker of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, CBS Sports, and Westwood One. Ross, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
It is my pleasure. I'm fantastic. Always great to talk with you guys.
Absolutely. Ross, you've gone on and on the last couple of days after the Cowboys and Packers and their 40-40 tie about how much you hate ties. Might be obvious, but what do you hate about them?
The number one thing I hate about them is that everybody involved feels like they lost. You know, the whole point and goal during the week is to win. So I like the idea of there being a winner and a loser, and in the locker room, you know whether you accomplished your goal or not. Not only does nobody know how to feel after a loss, after a tie, they feel like they lost. I hate that. How is that a positive if nobody gets to have joy? Nobody gets to feel like they accomplished their goal. No one accomplished their mission that week. It just drives me nuts. You know, I mean, college doesn't have ties. High school doesn't have ties. Why does the NFL have ties? I played 7 years. Never one time did I ever hear anybody complain about sudden death. Never once. Sudden death was great. You know what? If you weren't able to get it done in regulation, then you're at the mercy of the coin toss. If you win it, you better go down and score. If you don't, you better get a stop. Everybody understood it. The whole point of overtime is to end the game. If ties were okay, why are we even doing overtime in the first place? Just call it a tie at the end of regulation. That doesn't make any sense. So I despise it. I don't know if it's un-Canadian, but it's un-American. And like in real life, there aren't ties. Like in other sports and battles and war, like there are no ties. So that's my biggest thing is I really don't like, I live in central Pennsylvania. And I don't know if any of you guys watched Oregon, Penn State. They went to double overtime. And Penn State's quarterback threw an interception. And 110,000 people were absolutely devastated, stunned, silent, as was the coaches and players. Meanwhile, the 150 people from Oregon, they were going crazy. They will remember that for the rest of their lives when they went to the Penn State whiteout and they won. That's what this whole thing's about, right? The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, feeling emotions that you don't feel in everyday life. That's why we invented sports. A tie is like Tuesday. What's good about Tuesday? Other than Ross Tucker coming on.
I was just going to say.
Dolly. Nothing. Nothing's good about Tuesday. It's just a blah day, right? We don't want blah in life. We don't want normal. We don't want average. We want to feel things. We want to live this life.
So you're a fan of maybe reverting back to the sudden death format. What about the people who say, in fairness, each team should have at least one possession?
I would say each team had at least 10 possessions during the game when they weren't able to win. The point of overtime is now to determine the outcome, to determine a winner. We were super duper fair during 60 minutes of action. You weren't able to get it done. Now, especially with the new kickoff rule, kick it deep, get them in by the 25-30, get a stop. You have every right at that point to still win the game. And if you can't stop them from moving the ball 40 yards and kicking a field goal and winning it, then that's your fault.
Hey, Ross, the Ravens, they've had a tough schedule. They're 1-3. Lamar Jackson's out now. Where's your concern level with this team right now?
I would say decently high because of the Lamar injury. If Lamar was totally healthy, I would think that they'll beat the Texans on Sunday and that they're still the best team in the AFC North and that they'll still win the AFC North and all those things, right? That's how I would feel. But this is a little bit different now, because I think that's probably the difference between them beating the Texans or not. I think the Texans probably beat the Ravens without Lamar Jackson going against Cooper Rush. So that's a huge difference for both those teams. It depends on how long Lamar is out, but my guess is that this will be a battle now. I mean, this is going to be something they're going to really have to try to work through. They'll probably get between 9 and 11 wins and probably be battling the Steelers to win that division because the Browns and the Bengals certainly are not going to be part of it.
Ross, Vegas 1-3-2. They've only scored 77 points in 4 games. Where does the blame go there? The offensive line. Chip Kelly, highest paid offensive coordinator. Geno Smith, tons of interceptions. What's going on there with that offense?
Well, I think it starts with the offensive line. You know, that group has not played very well, and now Colton Miller, their left tackle, their best offensive lineman, is going on IR. That's not good, right? Now, the good news is they ran it much better with Ashton Genty when they allowed him to go back to the stance, you know, he liked in college and had so much success with. So if they can run it, that would be helpful. Bowers isn't even close to 100% watching him out there. But if Geno stops turning it over, you know, they would have won that game against the Bears. And they'd be 2-2, and we think that they're about where they're supposed to be.
Giants upset the Chargers 21-18. What do you like about what Jackson Dart was up to?
Well, obviously he provided a spark.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some serious swag like Rick, and he brings that to the table. I like the fact that he can run and is mobile. Now, you know, he's got a little bit too much vim and vigor. You know, when he was trying to, you know, go ahead and stiff arm the one guy, he's going to get killed trying to do that to these guys. He needs to remember that this is not college. And even in college, I saw him get killed a couple times. Not very smart. It was not going to last real long. Hopefully he doesn't have to learn that lesson the hard way. The problem is he's going to have to learn other lessons the hard way because their best skill guy, Malik Neighbors, is out for the year. And that's, you know, very, very, very hard to overcome. People can play them so much differently now. Now it's probably going to be a slog and a battle for them.
Okay, Jaguars over the 49ers, 26-21. Jacksonville's 3-1. Is that because of Liam Cohen's sign stealing?
No, it's because of the turnovers. It's because of the way they've been able to turn people over. I mean, I think they've forced at least 3 turnovers every week. You're gonna win a bunch of games if you do that. Now, I don't know if that will continue. You know, maybe they're just that good on defense, and maybe they've got this awesome turnover-inducing defense. That's possible. I think it's probably more likely that they've had a bit of good fortune to start this season that probably will not continue moving forward. But we'll see. Maybe they have some awesome defense, and the coordinator's doing a great job. You know, it's too small of a sample size to really make definitive statements.
What did you make of the whole sign-stealing controversy?
I would like to learn more about it.
Okay.
You know, well, a couple things. First of all, Saleh was very clear that what they're doing is legal, so that's fine. I have no problem with that. I don't know why Cohen took such offense to it if it is legal. Secondly, Liam Cohen does not want any of Robert Saleh. I can assure you of that. I mean, that does not seem like a very good idea at all if you're Liam Cohen. Saleh would take care of him quick. It'd be like me against Rick. It would not go well for Rick or for Liam Cohen. The thing is, though, they have a green dot, so they tell the guys the signals. I don't even know what signals. That's why I want to learn more about it. What signals are they even talking about is what I want to know.
Going to ask you, what's the better 4-0 team right now? The Bills or the Eagles?
Probably the Bills, but neither one of them has looked like some dominant great team. I mean, the Bills are beating up on a bunch of bad teams at home, right? Like the Dolphins and the Saints. The Eagles, I'll say the Eagles. You know why? Eagles aren't even playing that great, and they're still winning at the Chiefs, at the Bucks, against the Rams. That means you're good. If you're winning games against good teams when you're not playing very well at all, that's a really good sign.
Tuesdays are never blah with you, Ross. Same goes for Wednesday. Excellent work, my friend. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. And by the way, I think it might have been last week. but I got an order from myfrontpagestory.com from British Columbia. So I am giving you guys credit for that. As a reminder, I didn't know this, but October is the #1 month for weddings, at least in the United States.
Really?
So if you have an anniversary coming up, or for any other reason, go to myfrontpagestory.com, order the best gift you could ever give a loved one. If you forward me the email receipt, I'll give you my email address right here, ross@rosstucker.com. I will sign an autograph saying whatever you want me to say about Rick, or I'll do a personalized video, either say something cool about you or something mean about Rick. I don't care. I'll say whatever you want me to say. Myfrontpagestory.com, ross@rosstucker.com. Your wish is my command.
Oh, we went overtime on this hit, but there is a winner. The viewers and the listeners of Donnie and Dolly. Every time Ross Tucker is on this show. Thanks, buddy.
No
See,
tie.
Donnie, that was super clever. Rick would never close it or know to close it.
I was thinking of that, but he had the mic.
You were not. You're
Ross.
texting your buddy about the junior hockey, and they just signed this 14-year-old
Ross,
from
I was thinking about
Saskatchewan. I hear he's really good from Saskatchewan.
I was thinking of that.
Thanks, Ross.